Welcome back, guys. This is Miss JD once again for another episode of our daily stock market insights. And in this video, I'm going to cover a few more stocks to review in the Philippine market. Okay, so if this is the first time you're watching my video, I am inviting you to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always updated. And feel free to drop a comment. Let me know if there's a stock you'd like me to review so I can prioritize that on my next video. Okay, so as always, I'd like to start our discussion with how the index performed. And by the way, guys, the scope of this analysis is purely technicals. Okay, some insights here and there, but definitely the bulk of our discussion is based on the indicators that I use to get my insights. Okay, so the index, let's talk about the index. The index maintained its movement within the area we're closely monitoring. Still probably it'll be moving within this range, if not even as low as the 7,197, very near the area of MA20 line over here. But at the moment it is still I'd say still trying to consolidate, create a support at this level, and let us see. There's not much volume yet. Look at this. The volume is just really averaging right here in this cloud, and we're also right at that area for today, although there's a 500 million on foreign selling. So probably these institutions or big players may have entered somewhere here and they're now just taking profit slowly. Okay, and let's try to go ahead and cover some of the stocks that were highly traded. Okay, so let's check out this. All right, so finally SPNEC decided to take some profit. So looks like this is already the fourth day we're trying to consolidate here at the top. So this is, sometimes they call this consolidation on the high, because when we see something like this, one, there could be a sign of weakness. Two, it's really an area where people are trying to make a decision to either break that resistance or not. But with this kind of candlestick that I see right now, this just simply means that, people might have given up and started taking profit. And so probably you will have some pullback in the next few days. But of course, with the for those people who'd like to stay for long term here, then that pullback is your opportunity to add more. So at the moment, let me see here. We can plot it here, or we can even plot it here. We'll do Fibonacci retracement. I remember plotting it from the very first day from here, but I think we can just plot it from here now because we already had enough days to refer and use as baseline. Okay, so looks like this is going to be your these are the key areas you should be monitoring in case it'll drop. The first stop would be 0.236 area, which is 1.51 level. The most it could drop would be, of course, right at the MA20 line, which is the 0.618 at the same time. So you already have two indicators suggesting that this could be respected too. But it depends if the buying sentiment is really going to be strong. Even way before that could be a bounce area as well. Your 0.236, 0.382, and 0.5 area. So you just have to plot that, locate the lowest point here, and then drag it all the way up here. And then those are your key levels. The whatever will come out there would be your key levels of potential bounce. This is how you measure bounce areas. Okay, ICT also had a red day, and it looks like it is going to respect this MA20 line. So for those people who are long-term for this stock, you could add more because one thing I've seen in the past few months or years now, back in 2020, and this has just been rallying continuously nonstop. But of course, this is already on the expensive side for those people who are position traders. This is already on the expensive side. So this is an area for one, profit taking, two, for those people who have already entered earlier and they're just wanting to add more because they're long term for this stock. Monde, let us see. This is another stock that's really gaining popularity. That's something I've noticed. You had a good, healthy pullback here, right? You had an 84 million on foreign selling, but hey, it just simply stopped right at the MA20 line. So this is a good area and still at a very cheap level, I assume. Because at one point it even reached as high as 20 pesos. So this is a good haggle price. Look at this. This is really going to be an area of focus because notice one, there's an MA20 line here, and two, if you look to the left, that is also the line where you had previously a resistance, and if you go all the way here, that used to be your support as well. So always remember that kind of setup. Previous resistance could act as a support or vice versa. Okay, so here it managed to break out of that, and then it's just simply retesting. Okay, so it did like this, it retests, so we don't know if it could be stabilizing for a few days and then continue again. Notice this, when a stock starts to trigger either side, I mentioned this in my previous video, it continues to move in that direction. So it is again starting to do that here. So let us see if this is just going to retest something like this. It'll retest slightly and then continue. Okay, so that's a much healthier move if that happens. Okay, so that's for Monde. BDO. Okay, just moving sideways here, but looks like the sentiment is already somewhere in the resistance area. So what we're waiting here is just simply a strong volume, a solid volume with a movement breaking that resistance area at the 129.86, and then once it breaks that, then that's a better story because we could establish higher highs. But right now, I'm just plotting a resistance at the 129.86. Again, very, very solid bank. So nothing to worry. If you want to go for BDO, that look at it for long term. That's my 2 cents. Ali broke the MA20 line. There was a decline. So this is what I'm seeing at the moment. You know, this you can just plot. This key level looks like it has established a support previously with this kind of movement right here. Something like that. So let's find out if this will be broken, but notice each time it drops, it just follows that kind of path. Okay, see that? So far, I don't see any signs of buying at the moment, but the ski level is just something to refer to and check, because if that breaks, then it's a different story. It really is going to continue declining. Okay, nickel, wow, you had a gap up today, but this one is very near its resistance level. Let's try to do the weekly chart so I see a cleaner view. See that? It's very near a resistance area. So just for those people who are profitable, maybe you can consider locking in some gains at the moment, you know, because uh, a lot of uncertainties around us. So if you are already profitable and your goal is just simply to trade a particular stock, lock in some gains. This one had a very steep climb. So chances are when the big players decide to take profit, sometimes it would drastically drop as well. But I like the volume though. So let us see if there will be a continuation. Who knows? if that breaks the 613 area, and let us use it an all-time high, yeah, we're just around the all-time 52-week high level. Next, possibly the next resistance could be right here. So those are the key levels. That's for nickel. Do we have any news around this? Guys, let me know if you have any scoop or any additional insights to add for these stocks I'm talking about, because I don't have sometimes I don't have the time to read the news and some updates around these stocks. So sharing is highly appreciated. What is this? Just shareholdings of directors, change in the directors. Let us see. Oh, insider selling. See, I bet these insider trades, I mean, those people who may have already entered early in the game, they're now taking profit. And these are, officers also doing investments or trading this stock. So probably this Gerard Bremo must have entered really early in the past, and now he's taking profit. D means disposed. This simply means he sold his shares. Okay, so that's also your cue. Sometimes if you see insider trading that is now, instead of D, it's showing A, that means they bought some shares. That could also be your trigger to start entering. Okay, ASAN had a green today. All right. So the other day or yesterday, I was mentioning that this could be a dead cat bounce, but today is a different story. Okay, because you had some foreign buying, and it managed to break out of that short-term resistance that I spotted. So chances are we might see some continuation, but of course, just be extra careful, because you still have that MA20 line right over here. So some might take profit, but if only how I wish I'd see a good volume in the coming days, so that way I can say that there's a big possibility that we could easily break that MA20 line. But overall, good haggle price at the moment. So if you see fluctuations somewhere between 954 and 973, that's already a good area to add more. So yesterday I was, in the past few days, I was hesitant to to say that it's already a good time to buy, but now between the previous days and today, I have a much better conviction to, if I have the funds now, I could have entered. Converge. Okay, it looks like this resistance, your MA20 line at the moment, is acting as a resistance. So for those people who are interested in getting in, not yet, okay? Wait for it, because with this kind of candlestick, you could be still be getting in this at a much cheaper level. At the moment, I'm looking at around the 30 area, 30.32, around that. Because chances are it'll still revisit that. Okay, so just observe, because it's still on its consolidation phase, probably doing sideways in the past. Tomorrow is Friday, so it could be a profit-taking day again. DITO had a good 5.49 or 4.97 increase. So good. I'm starting to feel bullish on this stock again, because the volume is starting to kick in. So that's a good sign. People could be accumulating, or probably the SRO is starting to take effect. Yeah, but nice that the volume is starting to pick up. But then again, there are a lot of traders in this stock. So just don't be FOMO. You can even put a buy order around the 5 peso area or 5.23, because sometimes within the day that could be revisited. So still within that range, easily you can still have that easily hit. Okay, maybe 5.20, that could be a good one. But definitely very, very cheap level, and now volume is up. So chances are your momentum is also going to take off soon. AREIT. Wow. All-time high. 52-week high. It's a good job. So, when you have that, and I think this is an all-time high, it is the market who will dictate the next resistance. So chances are, we don't really know. I could even just randomly draw a line here. So normally this is how it will look like that. Okay, if the buying sentiment is really high. So at the moment, your resistance, which was around 50.46, that was broken. Indeed, that you already had a successful breakout there because you had one solid candlestick above that line. So let's see, for those people who are considering this stock. My take here is, you look at it for long term. AREIT is a REIT company is, the model that they have is, you're like partly owning this business, because on a regular basis they will give you a share of the revenue, or the revenue is being distributed to all the shareholders, and you get a fraction of it depending on the number of shares you have. So it's like you also own these buildings that the company is having for rent. Okay, because I also had a position in a REIT company, but that's in my eToro account, and the payout schedule is done on a monthly basis. So if you're interested to know what that is, it's AGNC. Let me just open that. AGNC there. So this is my position, and every month there is a release of dividend. See that? And the at the moment, with its current price, the yield, which is the monthly dividend that I get, is 9.56%. That's how much I get. So if you're investing, let's say you invested 1 million, then of course you get 9.56% of that every year. Divide that into 12 releases, because each month there is, see that, December, November, October, and it has been giving dividends for the longest time. See that? Okay, so that's just in passing. It has the same concept as a REIT. There you go. Okay. Let me see. Oh, we were able to cover a lot. I think that is it, guys. So if there are other stocks you'd like me to check out, go ahead and drop a comment. I do read all your comments. So, and let me know your thoughts. Let me know if there are suggestions on how I will be treating my analysis in the next video. So, I always want to do better in this thing that I do every night. So I appreciate you guys coming back to my video, to my channel every day to watch the video. Really appreciate it. Thank you for now, and bye bye. Good night.